Okay, welcome back to this crazy podcast, y'all. I got a story. I have got a story to tell you. I'm like, I am still on this heightened sense and mode of the end of the story because it literally just happened. And I was like, I was already going to do a podcast this morning because I had so many things on my mind. The Lord woke me up in the middle of the night again, well, more like early morning, and I just been flowing ever since. And oh my God. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me slow down because I'm just still like, I'm in it, y'all. I hope you feel that energy from me because I better just tell you so that you can, okay? Whew, I just gotta breathe for a second because this has been so crazy. I'm not even being dramatic because when you hear this story, this is... Okay. So... I was going for like 4 days in a crazy haze of a life, right? Where you go through like dream state, where you're just like, I woke up one morning at like maybe 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't go back to sleep, and I was already sleep deprived. So that's that state of being I was in, where I'm like, oh my God, I'm not sleeping. So I have like issues with sleep insomnia sometimes. And so I'm like, okay, I'm not sleeping. You know, my anxiety is high. I need to get my life together. I need to sleep, right? But I still have to keep running and keep going because I like have responsibilities and stuff. I got kids, got family. School is about to start back up for everybody. Like, you know, mom mode to the 10th degree. Internship, school, work. Please, I know you know the list, right? So anyways, so that list is just lingering, and I'm like, okay, I got to start chipping away at it because I really put off and I didn't do it, and I'm down to the wire. School starts in less than 5 days, and my baby is not registered. Okay, all right, I'm on that mom type time because I had a switcher. It's a long story, but nonetheless, it's just been really hard to try to find a school that works. That's not the point of this story. That's a whole nother testimony. Nonetheless, I was like, okay, so I know that I need to handle all this stuff. So I start handling everything. Throughout this process of handling everything and doing all of the things, like I start forgetting things. I start losing things. I start like, oh, where's my pencil? I just had it in my hand a second ago. Oh, where did I put that wallet? I just had it in my hand a second ago. Oh, where did I put that card? I literally just had it in my hand a second ago. What could I have possibly done with it? That was going on, right? It was that happening. And all of a sudden, I woke up on like Monday morning, because today's Tuesday. I woke up on Monday and was like, where's my purse? Yes. The whole bag. I actually noticed on Sunday, I was like, oh, where's my bag? How did I do to leave that at the house when I got to church? I was like, how did I do that? Oh, well, whatever. You know, I'm sure it's at the house, you know. And then I get home and I don't think anything else about it. I'm not really even looking for it because I'm like, it's fine. I know it's around here somewhere. Monday hit. That bag did not show up. And I was like, oh my God. Where is my bag? My whole life is in that bag. Okay. And so I'm like, all right, let me start kind of looking around. I started looking around, couldn't find it. I said, okay, you know what? The Lord probably wants me to clean up my house. My house is a hot mess. Let me go ahead and prioritize cleaning up this house. I cleaned that house for an entire day from top to bottom. I mean, top to bottom. Inside of every bag, in the closet, sweeping, mopping, checking strange places that I've stored things, cleaned out the junk drawer. That's how you know it's serious. I know the bag wasn't in the junk drawer, but I was like, the Lord wants me to clean. I clean because I need to find it. And I did pray not too long before that, like, Lord, give me the motivation and the strength to clean up in a good way, Lord, not in a bad way, but just kind of help me out because I ain't got no energy. I'm so tired. I don't feel like doing it. And my God, I had energy. I was like, okay. So I'm looking, I'm getting discouraged. I'm breaking down, crying every now and then. I didn't turn the church music on because I'm like, oh my God, I got to keep my faith up. I got to keep my trusting up. I got to keep this thing up because I'm breaking. Like, I'm breaking down. I'm like, okay, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not, right? So I just started encouraging myself and just started like talking. I was like, every time a negative thought came to my mind, because I had just made a podcast telling everybody else to do it. And I was like, dang, now I got to live what I spoke. So let me try this, thing I done told these people. So I'm like, okay, so I'm just encouraging myself, like, what, God works works all things out for your good. Even if you don't find that bag, God is still faithful and he's still good. And the devil's just trying to get on your nerves. He's just trying to aggravate you and agitate you because he can't touch you, because he can't put his hands on you, because he can't do this, he can't do that. So he's just trying to make you mad and stress you out. But you're not going to let him stress you out, Whitley. No, you're not, because greater is he that is within you than he that is within the world. That's exactly right. I turn my music on and I'm praising and I'm worshiping and I'm thanking God anyways, because I'm like, you know what? So that's really what was going in my spirit. Like, oh, Jesus. And I just was praying like throughout the day, like, Jesus, please, oh my God, I need you to have my back. Because like I'm trying to do all the things, Lord, and I know that I can't, and I know that I shouldn't even probably be trying, but I am, and I'm showing up. I'm doing everything I can, but there are limitations to what I can do. I am limited as a human being to only being able to handle but so much. So I call my mom for encouragement, and she's like, well, the Lord will never put more on you than you could bear. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is that narrative of I put more on myself. Okay, maybe so, might be true, but I still am already obligated to these things, and I need help. That does not change the fact that I can wear my mistakes, maybe, I don't even know, but I just, right now that's not very helpful. So we get off the phone and I'm like, okay, I probably stressed her out too. She got her own life going on. I'm like, all right, let me go back to the Lord. Lord, please help me, have my back. You're supposed to have my bag. I'm looking through the scriptures like, whose back has he had in the past? Because I'm claiming it. I'm like, and I just keep on claiming that, keep walking in it, right? So then I finally, literally, just to keep the hope alive, I saw places that I thought the bag could be in. And I was like, I'm not going to check those till I'm done cleaning up everywhere else. And that'll just be like the grand finale. Because I really needed to hold on to hope to believe that it was in that section right there. So as I finally got through it, it was around 4:00. I had made it through all the potential selections. There was nothing left, nowhere left to check, literally nowhere left to check. And I checked cabinets because I was like, maybe I was tripping and I put it in a cabinet. I have no idea. So I literally looked everywhere, and then it was time to go check the post office because I was like, well, I was at the post office the night before dropping off packages for my business, so I need to check and see if it's there. And I went over to the post office, went in to talk to the guy, and first of all, the guy was so uncaring and just so pessimistic that it was so disheartening. And I was like, well, I need to drop these packages off anyway, so I'm going to do that while I'm here today. And, I just want to see if this is going to be too heavy for me to ship. And, and he was like, he tags it and everything, just stares at me. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, is that all you needed? And I was like, well, is it too heavy to ship? Or how does that work? And he's like, why would you think it's too heavy to ship? What are you talking about? And I was like, I don't really know. I just know that there's times when maybe the packaging that they paid for isn't enough. And I don't want it to be somewhere do I owe money to pay for this or something? How does that work? I don't ship a lot of things in the mail because it's really old school. So, I'm just trying to figure out how this works. And he was like, it's fine. I'm like, oh, okay. That's all. They're not gonna, okay. You know what? I'm having that day, and I already see that I'm having that day. So I'm not gonna overkill it. I'm just gonna accept that you're being a jerk today. So, okay, that's my week. That's not got anything to do with you, sir. That probably has everything to do with me. So don't worry about it. So I was like, okay, well, I was also going to ask if you guys found a bag here because I was dropping off some packages on the other day and I left my bag. And he was like, what day were you here? I was like, I was here on Sunday and I was here on Saturday. I'm here almost every day. But the day I think I left it was either Saturday or Sunday. And he's like, we're not open on the weekend, so I don't see how you could do that. We're not open on the weekends. I was like, okay, I was here on the weekend, so I don't see how you couldn't have been open because the doors were unlocked and I did do the rapid shipping. And he was like, oh, well, the rapid shipping is open, yeah. And he was like, but if you left your bag over there, you can count it as a loss. You're never going to see that bag again. I was like, oh, so you didn't find a bag? Because so are you saying you did not? Or because, if you weren't here on the weekend and you weren't here to open this place up this morning, how do you know a bag wasn't found? Do you have, and I said, I was like, well, do you have a lost and found or anything? If somebody loses something, he's like, what's a lost and found? What's a lost and found? I was like, oh, Like, if someone loses something and they bring it into you because maybe someone left something in that area, if I were to bring it into you, where would you put it? Where would you store it? He was like, people don't do that. Nobody turns anything in. That never happens. You got to recognize where you're at, where you live and where you're at. People don't turn things in. It was probably some crackhead who found it already and stole all your stuff out of it and threw your bag in the trash can. I was like, that's incredibly specific, right? Like, okay. I literally just stood there for a second and started breathing and folding up my receipt very slowly as I let that sink in and process, because it was really like, I was really hoping that it was there. I really was. And when he said it wasn't, a little piece of me was just so hurt by it that it just hurt me a little bit. And my daughter is sitting right here with me and she's just looking at me like, poor mommy. I'm thankful in the way that she got to see this experience that I'm having. I'm like, okay, and I'm handling it the best that I can because I really want to be a good example to my child, and I want to, do what's right and try my best to be of a good character regardless of the circumstances or the situation. I can't say that I'm of good character and only be of good character when things are going my way. That's really not a challenge. To really show that I'm of good character, I've got to really show that even when it's being refined by the fire. And I really wanted to see what I was made of. And so I'm like, okay, I start thinking about all of the times that have come before me that I've had to venture through and I had to push through. And I thought about so many that I'll be talking about in another podcast about memory. And check out the memory podcast if you're interested. So I just was like tapping into that memory, working through that. And next thing I know, I just folded my thing. And he's like, next. I was still standing at the register, still getting my life together. I said, oh, okay. I didn't even get angry. I actually really expressed my true emotion to myself, which was disappointment. Just straight up disappointment. And then kind of hurt because I'm like, wow, like your lack of care, even though I know I'm just a stranger, is kind of hurtful. Like, you look like you could be my dad or my grandfather. And for you to, look me in the eyes and be so negative towards me, like you had no problem bursting my little bubble, like you almost got a joy out of it, was just nasty of you. But okay, maybe that lifted your spirits today. Whatever, right? So I'm not even going to worry about it. I just was like, whatever, next thing. And the Lord had reminded me previously, before I had left at the post office, that I had a passport. And it was like, you can use your passport to get your children's records. And I was like, okay, because I'm trying to register my kids for school. And it just so happens I lose my wallet and my ID when they need my photo ID in order to get the records to get sent over to the other school. And they didn't receive them because this school didn't send them. And I'm like, oh my God, Jesus, help me, Lord. So this is what I'm going through, right? So backstory, forgot about that part. So now I'm like, okay, I found my passport. The Lord was like, use your passport. I said, okay, use what you got. I remember talking about that in my podcast. Use what you have. So don't worry about what you don't have. Use what you do have. And I started encouraging myself again in the car. And I was like, McKaylee, that's right. Because you know what? He might have took that bag and the devil might have taken that purse and the devil might have taken that from me. But God has a way where he will provide for you everything that you need. I don't need to be worried about trying to find that bag anymore. I need to go ahead and set my sights on accomplishing what I set out to do today. And if it does not stop me from doing it, I continue forward anyways. I may not be able to do it in the way that I thought I was going to be able to do it. I may not be able to take that easy route where I just reach into the bag and find my ID. I might have to go through a little bit more, but guess what? I'm still going to get it done. I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to complete it. I'm not yielding it. And I was just bold on it. And Kaylee starts singing gospel music in the background, and it started reminding me again, like, look at God, look at what he does, look at your children. And I started thinking about my kids and being of good health and all the things that are going right, all the things that are going well. And I just couldn't even sweat that bag anymore. My mind had to go somewhere else. And then I get in the car and I'm like, all right, let's go, Michaela. We going to the school with this passport. We're going to make it work. They close at 4. It is 3:30. My brakes in my car are like scratching scratching and screeching. Even as I'm talking right now, it's still scratching and screeching. And I'm like, okay, that's a random something wrong with the car now. But that's all right, because I'm going to scratch and screech my way right over here to this place and get these records. I bet you I will. And I told McKaylee, and we laughed about it. And I went ahead and scratched and screeched my way into a back parking space and parallel parked it. Yes, I did. And then after I did that, I went inside and I said, listen, I know I'm a little running late. Let me go ahead and get signed in. First thing they do is say, oh, we can't accept any other forms of ID. We need your physical ID because we have to scan it. I said, I don't have a physical ID to scan it. My bag was stolen yesterday. This is all the forms of ID I literally have to my name at this point. And they're like, okay, all right, we'll put it in. We'll put it in manually. I'm like, okay, thank you. Like, okay, thank you. Thank you for your grace. So I didn't get a lot of grace from that last place. So thank you. So I go up to the second floor to go talk to these people. I get inside. They're like, there was no request in here. We don't see anything. How is that possible? I completed it online. They're like, no, I'm sorry. You didn't complete a request. We can't give you anything. Okay, let's pull up the email. I pull up the email. I said, I actually have a confirmation right here in front of me. Look, I confirmationed it. Look, boom, I did request it. And they're like, oh, well, that's why, because people can't request it. The school has to request it. Okay, well, this email came from the principal who said that I needed to request it. So what are you saying? And they're like, oh, okay, well, the principal was wrong. We will have to get that corrected. I literally closed my eyes. I started taking a deep breath and the tears just start coming. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't even hold them because it's cry or die. I'm like, okay, it's time to release some pressure. And so I just, I took the little paper they gave me and I started filling out the paper again, whatever this is. And I'm like, it's a new process that nobody knows about. And I closed my eyes and I said, I won't say their name of the school. I hate these school districts with a passion. And I'm in school now for public policy, and I pray to God that I have an opportunity to impact these policies and make changes so that we as parents can stop freaking suffering. I mean, even my children, like, my God, this has been the worst experience. My oldest child is 16. I've been doing this for 16 years and it sucks. It sucked at year 1, year 5, year 10, year 15, and year 16. And it still sucks. Anyways, that's not the point of this. This is supposed to be for something else. Sorry. So anyways, I'm still a little sensitive. After that happened, right? So then I'm filling out the form. The tears are falling. And I just glanced down at McKaylee because I was really kind of embarrassed. I'm like, I'm so sorry, McKaylee. I didn't mean to cry in here and embarrass you. Oh my gosh, your mom is such a wreck. And I looked down at her and I was like, I'm sorry, McKaylee, but there are times when you just got to let the tears fall. And that's the truth. Sometimes you just got to let those tears fall because you just can't hold them anymore. And I told her that. And she was like, it's okay, mommy. And I'm like, okay, well, I appreciate that. So I just let the tears fall. And I just I didn't even wipe them off. I let them drop all the way down off my cheeks. Because I'm like, if I'm going to cry, then I'm just going to cry. I didn't sob, but the tears just drop. Just let them fall, right? Hit the table that you're sitting on. Hit the table that you're writing on. You know what I mean? Just let them fall, bro. It is what it is. Y'all can take that however you want to take it. I'm having my own situation and my own thing happening right now that is kind of being impacted by how you guys are doing your jobs. But obviously, maybe you care, maybe you don't. Whatever, it's just a job, maybe. I don't know. So I'm like, okay. So the tears are falling. And then thank God the lady that I was working with actually had compassion. And she was like, it's okay. We're gonna get it situated. That's when she started helping me. And she was like, okay, here's what we're going to do. So then she starts coming up with solutions for me. I want to cry right now just thinking about it because I needed that help. And she just started finding answers. And I'm like, thank you. Because honestly, I really don't even know what to say anymore. If you guys don't do your jobs and you don't do what you're supposed to do, who am I to make you? I have only but so much fight in me. I can't fight every battle. You know what I'm saying? I can't. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna fill out this form and I'm gonna comply and do what I gotta do and hold my head down because I need to get my child into school and I need her to be able to be educated in a place that's safe. And this ain't it. Y'all are unorganized and you guys don't know what you're doing. And it's not fair to my child. That's not fair. That's not an equal opportunity to an education. It's not. And it matters. And so I'm like, okay, well, thank you for that. So she gives me an email. We work all that out. Next thing I know, the girl at the corner of the desk is like, oh, by the way, is that little baby? Oh my gosh, my kid goes to that school and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, great, we're having a birthday party this weekend. You should come. And it's not so that I can corner you about these records. Though I might. But it was cool because I was like, oh, okay, I know your baby. We know each other's kids. So I was like, that's kind of cool. I thought that was pretty neat. And McKaylee is such a sweetheart. I didn't mean to drop her name, but she's such a sweetheart. That works out. So anyways, onward. So then I get that situated. I felt really good about it. We got back in the car and it dawned on me I was going to pay them. Backstory, sorry. I was going to pay them because they make you pay like $7 per page. So I was prepared to pay them. And I was like, I don't even have my debit cards or credit cards. And the Lord brought back to my remembrance, I put money in my glove compartment. Before my purse got stolen, the Lord told me to take that money out of my purse. I swear to you, he told me to take that money out of my purse. And I was literally sitting there with the purse on my back, on my arm, and was like, if you lose your purse, you're going to lose everything in it. So don't do that. And I was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. Let me break this up. So I took some things out of my purse, moved some things around, hid some things in different places. And it just so happens that the money that I had just gotten was hidden in the glove compartment where I locked my stuff up. And I don't normally do that. So please don't try to rob me because I really don't. Please. Like, I would pay more for you breaking my freaking glove compartment than you will actually find inside the glove compartment. But nonetheless, I was like, okay, let me, I was like, that's great. Like, oh my God, thank you, Lord. So I started thinking about those things and like all the things that the Lord had did before that even happened to prepare me for this situation. That I was like, okay, having the passport and knowing where to find it. Like he made a way of escape. And I felt that. And then I talked to my sister and she had encouraged me and talked about how God had made a way of escape for her about things that like God only could do. Only God can do it. And she don't even realize it, but I know only God can do it. I've seen the ends of roads that only God can save. And it was amazing. Like he had got her out of a crazy scenario that she didn't even put herself in. So it was like just life be lifing. So I'm like, okay, cool. Thank you, Jesus. He delivers and he makes a way of escape in these really crazy scenarios and situations when we're under attack like this. And so after that happened, I'm like, okay, you know what? I get home and my daughter comes home and everybody's now at the house and they're all looking at me like, okay, you're going to blow your top, because that's typically how this would go. I would literally probably be freaking out, ready to write the President of the United States, find my bag. Why aren't bags made with little pieces that we can find them? This is ridiculous. Fight the power, right? That's normally me. But now in this case, I yielded. It was like, it is what it is. We gonna make it work, whether I have it or not. And I gave an amazingly beautiful speech to my family, purposefully in front of my daughter so that she would hear about resilience and see that in me. And then I look at my daughter and I'm like, you got that in you too. And so do you. And so do you. And it's in your blood to be resilient. It's in your blood to fight. It is in your blood that you would never give up and never yield it, that you would desire more for yourself, that you would have that self-respect, that you don't cuss anybody out, and you don't tear up anybody's stuff because you're mad at the way life is treating you. You take that joker on the chin and you keep it moving. You still accomplish what you came here to do. You can't even be bitter about it. You can't even get mad about it because nothing actually stopped you. You're just being deterred. You're just being slowed down. And even then, it's right on time with the Lord. It's right on time that you were supposed to be there, that everything is going to work out in your favor. So you don't have to be bitter and upset about anything. It is working out. And that is what I said. And that is what I stood on. And I went to sleep in peace, watched a movie, had some snacks, and enjoyed the rest of my evening, pulling my life together in my beautiful, clean house. Yes. And then this morning, because this was yesterday, this morning, I woke up at 4:00 in the morning, bruh. Listen to me, y'all. This is real. This is so real. 4:00 in the morning, I woke up and I'm just reading my word and I'm writing notes down that the Lord has given me and stuff. And next thing I know, a vision popped in my head of that bag sitting on a chair in the Starbucks. I'm not playing. And all of a sudden, it came back to my remembrance that on Sunday morning, before I went anywhere else, I went to Starbucks and I got my energy drink and a croissant with ham and cheese in it and an actual extra croissant because I was being fat. And I went inside and sat down that time. I normally never do that. And my mind was so hazy and cloudy and stressed out, I couldn't remember my day-to-day activity that day because I was walking in the haze. And I just remember going to church. I didn't even remember stopping there. And next thing I know, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Could it be at the Starbucks? What? And I was like, That's going to be really crazy if that's the case. Like, Lord, did you just tell me where my bag was? Did you just show me my bag? Impossible. And not impossible, because all things are possible, but there's no, like, you gotta be kidding me. I popped up out that bed. I don't even know if I washed my face. I did. Well, yeah. So anyways, I popped up out that bed and ran over to that Starbucks, threw my clothes on, put on my Brazilian dress because it was quick and easy to find from when I went to Brazil with my Havaianas, and boom, I was there. I walked inside and I was like, okay, I just want to get these 2 drinks. And then I was like, by any chance, did you happen to have found a bag? And the girl at the register was like, a bag? Then all of a sudden this lady says, a bag? Did you say a bag? I said, yeah, a bag. And she was like this bag? She picked it up and it was my bag. And she was like, what does it say on the front? And I can make sure that, to verify that it's yours. And because when she showed me that bag, I already started shouting. I literally started shouting right then and there. I danced and everything, and I just clapped, and I had a little mini shout session. I, like, in real life, real time, with the same energy that I cried, I praised. And I was just like, oh my, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. And so I was like, okay, oh my God. I couldn't even get the words out. I was like, what does that bag say? What does that bag say? It says something like, join or die, because I got it from a museum. And I was like, oh my God. She was like, this is yours. I took the bag. It was so heavy. I just hugged it. And she was like, do you want to check the inside and make sure everything's in it? I said, I know everything is in it. I don't even need to check, ma'am. I know everything is in it. I have no doubt everything is in here. And I just laughed, and I just could not stop laughing. And then she's looking at me like, why are you laughing? What's going on? Like, she wants to know this story. I know you do. I'm like, okay, lady, like, let me tell you. I was at the post office the other day, and this man told me that I would never find this bag. This man said that it would be some crackhead who found it and took everything out of it and threw it in the trash can, because I got to know where I'm from and see where I'm at. And I'm like, you know what? Now I'm saying out loud, maybe at that post office, but thank God I didn't leave it there. I left it in a Starbucks. Leave it at that. But nonetheless, I'm like, sir, you were wrong. Somebody turned in my bag. My wallet is in there. All of my things are in there. My money is in there. I had a little bit of money in there. Everything that belonged to me has been returned. Everything is in there. And I just looked at the lady and I was like, that is like, I'm so glad that he was wrong. That, you know what? There are still good people in the world. There are still good people in the earth. People will still turn your stuff in. People won't steal from you every time. Not everybody you meet is a thief, a liar, a manipulator. Not every single person you meet is going to do you wrong or do dirty by you. And that was I didn't even have to meet these people. I don't even know who it was who turned my bag in. But I thought about the times that I turned a bag in. Okay, well, I know I exist and I don't steal from people. If I see your bag, I'm going to turn your bag in and I'm going to purposely leave everything in it. And I told the lady, I was like, I'm so glad that man was wrong. And I said it loud so everybody in that Starbucks could hear it. Like, he's wrong. He's wrong. Not everybody is bad. Not everything turns out bad. Not everything is what you say it is. Thank God that it's not his words that came to pass, but mine. And you got to be mindful when people are speaking those types of things. You better double up, speak over them, speak more than them, talk more. Don't be silent while they speak. Don't let them speak. You speak, because you're speaking positive things. They're speaking negative things. They're putting all this negative energy into the earth, and you're only putting this little piece of positive energy into the earth because you're mumbling and you're whispering. You need to speak up. You need to keep on speaking it and keep on saying it and fill the earth with what it actually needs rather than the pessimistic outcomes of the past. It does happen like that where people steal. I do know that. I do know where he's coming from. I do. But the first mission I'm going to do today, before I really get this day kicked off, I'm going to take this bag and I'm going to go back to that post office. I'm going to show that man that I got my bag back. Because I want him to know what I know now is that not everybody is a thief, that it was okay to have the faith and believing that the bag would be restored and returned back to me. He made me feel like I was stupid for even considering such a crazy idea. Oh, you're just so naive and you're so dumb and you're so green. You're so wet behind the ears. Oh, okay. Okay. But I got my bag. And it did happen. So who's green now? Who's wet behind the ears now? Who's smart? Who's not? Who's what? Yeah, okay. So we all live lives from our own perspectives and our own views. And it's okay if you want to, now that you see this bag, it's okay if you want to join me in faith. It's okay if you want to believe that there are good people in the earth. It's okay if you want to believe that, you know what, even if you never meet them, even if you never see them, they exist. And it's okay to believe that. And the more you believe that, maybe the outcomes for your life will be different, because it only takes the faith of a mustard seed. And I remember praying that. I literally was crying in my room and I was like, Lord, you said the faith of just a mustard seed. That's it. That's all you said I needed to be able to bring this thing to pass. And I'm sitting here next to my bag again. And that is my testimony today. That it was crazy. Like, I do live in an urban inner city area. So like, it is not typical that you would get your stuff back. Probably, maybe, I don't know, but I got mine. So I really can't even speak on it anymore. I would have said that probably too. When he told me that, I was like, all right. But I still had to have the faith to believe that God can work all things in her favor. And he did. And he did, y'all. I got my bag. Oh my gosh, I hope, and I'm still hopeful, and that's the power of this hope. I hope that something good happens for you this week. I hope that you find this encouraging in some aspect of your life this week, that something that you are waiting for, something that you are hoping for, something that you are praying for, something that you might have just scratched off your list, unscratch it. Unscratch it off of your list. Somebody might have told you it could never happen. It'll never be done. Take those words and throw them away. Trash them. Rip them in half. Destroy them. Speak against them. Cast them down. Yes, it will happen. With the faith of a mustard seed, yes, it can happen. Yes, it will happen in the will of God. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Keep claiming it. Keep asking for it. Keep looking for it. Keep seeking it. Don't give up. Do not yield it. Don't yield anything to the devil. All things belong to God. Every single thing in this earth belongs to God, and he decides on who gets what. He decides on how things are distributed. So if you have a need for something, if you ask for something, it is absolutely in God's hands to give it to you. Absolutely. But be faithful while you wait. Be uplifting to others while you wait. Uplift yourself. Understand that sometimes these things happen for a purpose and for a reason. Maybe there's something you're supposed to be doing in the in-between time. Go ahead and get it done. Get it done so you can move on to the next thing. Don't just be waiting around, speaking negative things, thinking it's not going to happen. If you just give it up, you give it up. But it's not because you couldn't have had it. It's just because you gave it up. So stay encouraged. I hope this week that happens for you. And, I would be okay if you wanted to send me a message, let me know, call me, whatever. Keep in touch with me. Let me know that God is working that out for you too. Because when I hear the encouragement of others and I hear what God is doing for other people, it really encourages me too. And we have to constantly remind ourselves to share these testimonies with each other, to constantly share the good things that God is doing with each other. When you share them with the right people, there's not going to be envy. When you share with the right people, there's not going to be jealousy. When you share with the right people, it's not just that they're happy for you. They're also happy for themselves, because it shows them that God is still faithful and that what he does for one, he will do for another. So if the Lord is going around passing around miracles and he's passing out blessings, Lord, please lift your hands and say, Lord, please don't pass me by. Lord, even me, God. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Don't pass me by, Lord. I'm here too. Lord, lift your hands up high so he can see your hands, so he knows that you're standing there. Count your blessings. Pull them down from the sky. Do what you need to do for you so that the Lord will see you. It was touching the hem of that garment, and she had to crawl through the crowd. That's what it took for her. Not everybody had to crawl to get to him. But if it takes for you to crawl, get to crawling. If it takes for you to go to all the different places and ask about your bag, you go to all the different places and ask about your bag. You do what it takes for you so that that thing can be fulfilled in your life the way that it should. All right, I'm done. I need to go praise myself because I feel a Holy Ghost praise coming. I am so grateful. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. To God be the glory. Y'all have a good day.